Hello, is it me, or is this another episode of Paranormasight, the Mermaid's Curse? Let's see. Yeah, we did the new route with user Minakuchi where he could see the future, and now we have alternate, well, not really alternate routes, but yeah, routes that continue the Yumiko and Arnov storyline. I don't know. Let's go with Yumiko first, maybe. Ono. Is this Onora or is it Onoura? I think it's Onora Bridge investigation. While pursuing another case, Yumiko and her partner find out that the mermaid corpse discovered in Futamigaura is that of a woman named Azusa Somikawa. The duo try to figure out what to do next. Yeah, this is the curse here, right? Which Arnov did himself, because she wished for that. August 7, morning, Toba City, Onora Bridge. Onura. Ja! Is there a mocking in the air? Is there, Tsukuta! Oh my goodness, I knew it. Oh my goodness, Mockingbird number 7. Let's go. Look at them. This is a cool design. Oh, wanted. Mockingbird number 7. Blues Cruise. Hell yeah. Think. After discovering the mermaid found in Futamigaura this morning was in fact Somikawa's transfigured corpse, we headed to Ijika town for further investigation and are now on our way back. This feels like as good an opportunity as any to take stock of our current position and talk about our next move. As for why we are currently standing in the middle of the bridge, our driver overheard us talking about how impressive the scenery was while in the taxi on our way back from Ijika. They kindly agreed to wait to allow us to walk a bit and take in our surroundings from the bridge. The view really is amazing though, and the bridge itself makes for a magnificent sight. There are a number of what look like rafts floating in the bay. I wonder what they're for. Okay. What I really like about the game, I think I talked about this before in the first kind of episodes maybe, but if you like look at the screen, everything is kind of blurry and hazy even, you know, like everything is so hot, and you just see the heat permeate from the ground into the air. This is what causes these hazy surroundings, just like in real life. Sometimes, with like really hot air, really hot climes. This large bridge spanning Onora Bay in Toba City is known as the Onora Bridge. I hear that the waters of the bay are rich in nutrients, making them ideal for oyster farming. You can see the rafts used floating in the bay. Oh, oysters, very nice. Oyster harvesting only begins in October though, so I'm afraid they are out of season right now. Oh darn it all, I knew easy lobsters were only available from October, but to think we won't be able to eat oysters either. Please don't look so sad, ma'am. We can always come again sometime. Onora Bridge. Notable for its distinctive white arch, Onora Bridge is a 196-meter bridge spanning Onora Bay and Toba City, Mie Prefecture. It was built to have no columns, allowing ships to pass beneath it with ease. The contrast of its white arch with the blue sea and sky and the green of the mountains paints a picturesque scene, making it popular with tourists. The bridge takes its name from its role as a crossing over Onora Bay. The name is written with the character for hemp, sung off in old waka poems as a vessel for divine spirits. As such, the kanji characters that make up its name differ slightly from those used to write Onoro Bay. Right. Makes sense, I guess, maybe, I don't know. Is there something else I can click on? Doesn't seem so. Soto gives off the impression of being all business, but he often goes along with any suggestions I make to stop and take in the scenery. Despite appearances, I think he quite enjoys quiet moments like this. Now then, as much as I would like to relax and enjoy our surroundings, shall we take this chance to review the current situation and talk about our next move? A sound idea, yes. First, Detective Ide contacted us this morning, informing us that the Mermaid corpse had washed up in Futagamiura. Goddammit. However, when we went to investigate, we discovered that the corpse was in fact that of Miss Sumikawa, whose whereabouts we were looking into. She had been transformed into a fish by a curse. Quite a troublesome development. She was shaping up to be a key figure in a number of incidents. With that in mind, the most likely culprits are the two foreigners we ran into the day before yesterday in Ijika. Yes, one of them was seen taking Miss Sumikawa out to sea by boat. I regret not doing more to pursue them at the time. It's possible we could have saved her if we had. Sorry, that was poor judgment on my part. Then the other half of the pair was a young exorcist with ties to paranormal affairs. I believe her name was Circe, yes? That's also quite worrying. I wonder what she could be up to. If it turns out she's been using curses on ordinary people, weird paranormal affairs will probably be held responsible. Though I doubt the Bureau would agree to act as custodian for someone who would behave so recklessly. I'd like to believe some manner of circumstances are at hand, yes. Well, I suppose if anything happens, I can just get the higher-ups to take responsibility. That's what higher-ups are for, aren't they? Being responsible for their subordinates? I think you'll find that's a saying used by superiors as a goal, not by subordinates to shirk responsibility. Yeah. If we didn't play the Arnav Barnum point of view perspective, we would perceive these characters a lot differently, I think. In more like villains or something. Despite her abilities, I doubt that girl would be able to use the curse of the Forsaken Fish. Regardless of who wielded it, I think it's safe to say that Curse Stone was involved. Agreed, we have two people from the same town falling victim to the same curse after all. I think it's reasonable to assume this was due to overzealous use of a curse stone. Yes, the first victim was Tamiko Suma, who succumbed to the curse 2 days ago. The second was Miss Somikawa from yesterday. The state they were found in hasn't been publicly disclosed, so they're still being officially treated as missing. Still, a curse stone housing the curse of the Forsaken Fish, huh? Is something wrong? The curse of the Forsaken Fish is one of the curses mermaids can use, you see. For it to have become a curse stone, the mermaid in question must have experienced overwhelming resentment. An example might be if they were killed while bearing a powerful grudge against someone like Lucina. It sounds like it would be a rare event indeed. Why do I get the feeling there was a mermaid who died like that though? Who was it? Feels like the name's on the tip of my tongue. Could it be a memory from the time? Although I imagine many of your older memories have faded by now. I have to try and remember. What was the name of the mermaid who died while harboring strong feelings of resentment? Yeah, now we as players are interjecting a lot of the storylines, it seems. think I forgot the name. Where was it? Invasion of Taishima. Hayase. Ja, das ist Hayase. Hayase. Hayase? That's right, her name was Hayase. I can't believe it. I'd completely forgotten, but it just suddenly popped into my head. Oh, so there was a mermaid who died like that, was there? There was. I finally remember. One of the mermaids who lived near Taishima 400 years ago was called Hayase. She was captured during the invasion of Taishima and died after being brutally tortured. This is the first I've heard of mermaids living near Taishima. Oh, right. Your ancestor Harukage Tsuchimikado must have left them out of his records. The reason Taishima was invaded in the first place was to find those mermaids, you see. I see. I was unaware of the exact reason for the invasion. It's understandable. A deliberate effort was made not to mention mermaids in any of the records left after the fact. I suppose hiding the map inside the mermaid mummy was intended to be a metaphor of sorts. I can't believe I forgot something so important. But if that curse stone was related to what happened on Taishima 400 years ago, it likely has some link to the curse of the raging waves as well. If we can view the memories contained in it, we might be able to learn more about the curse of the raging waves. I wonder, could the keepsake Harukage left behind using the map have been the curse stone housing the curse of the forsaken fish? I see, that's certainly a possibility. In that case, it's not unthinkable someone might have gotten hold of it recently, and there's a high chance it was those two foreigners. Diddle-it. Alright, we've narrowed down our focus. It seems a change in priorities is needed. Let's find the curse stone for the curse of the forsaken fish as soon as possible. That should be the most efficient course of action. I think. Agreed. Din-dun, diddle-din. Still, I can't help but wonder why I suddenly remembered that mermaid's name out of nowhere. No, perhaps I should be wondering how I could have forgotten something so important in the first place. Why remember? This deduces to that she should have the knowledge of all of this. This makes me think whether Yumiko is an immortal herself or a mermaid. Maybe one of the missing mermaids who swam to the western seas or something. I don't know, could be. She alluded to that only immortals can see other immortals, and she also alluded to no, not she, but Sodo said that only 100 years of memories could be stored in the brain, so that would make sense that she forgot something as this. English difficult. Especially with the music. It's looking increasingly likely that that pair of foreigners has the curse stone. Yes, we did just go to Ijika to see if we could find any leads on where they could have had it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find anything promising. I wonder where they could have gone. We also still don't know why they approached Miss Somikawa. They be after the mermaid's relic. If I'm not mistaken, that girl, Circe, did mention the relic. Were they looking to take it for themselves? But where would they have headed afterward? Kamishima. Kamishima, that's where they are. What? Kamishima? I thought we decided we weren't going there today. We failed to find any promising leads yesterday after all. No, something's telling me they went to Kamishima, and I get the feeling this is a hunch I shouldn't ignore. Alright, let's head to the port in Toba City. We'll catch a ferry to Kamishima from there. no chapter that I can't press on yet. Yumiko believes that the Forsaken Fish Curse Stone may be the key to lifting the curse of the raging waves. She decides to head to Kamishima in pursuit of the two foreigners she previously encountered. Oh yeah! Blues Cruise, Mockingbird number 7, Blue and White Flycatcher. A singer-songwriter in charge of producing pumping tracks for the Ocean Outlaws hooligan gang. He can be found at the same spot every day, jamming to his repertoire of songs. He's recently hit it off with Tit for Tat, who admires his work, but he remains unaware that his new fan is a notorious delinquent. But for the first time ever, it's not time yet to end the episode. Let's do this as well. Possessions, from Arnav Barnum's point of view. After arriving in Kamishima, Avi and Sirs continue to ask around about mermaids, but this garners suspicion and they find themselves unable to gain any information. August 7 afternoon, Kamishima town clock. Well, so much for that. Even after everything we went through, we've got nothing to show for it. It's almost astounding how little we've managed to learn, like some reverse miracle. Oh yes, I think rumors spread and now everyone is avoiding us. This is a pickle. I can't even bring up mermaids without the islanders looking at me like some odd foreigner who lost his marbles. And for some reason mentioning Mari Minakuchi makes things even worse. Did people hate her or something? Just hearing her name makes them recoil with undisguised disgust. Yes, I noticed that too. Though your way of asking probably doesn't help much. Well, how about we take a break from investigating and go for a little sightseeing instead? Seems like there's a shrine and a lighthouse around here, so we might as well drop by. Count me in. To be honest, the way people are treating us has started to bum me out. Maybe heading to the lighthouse to unwind a bit wouldn't be such a bad idea. Let's go to the jetty. No, we must go to the jetty, and that's that. Oh. Yeah, because in user's point of view, we were meeting them at the lighthouse, but we as players somehow interfered now and said, no, you go to the jetty instead. Now we do a different timeline. What the hell? I'm still wondering, like, this is probably like the first game, like with the big twist that we as players were an entity in the game from the beginning, right? And I think the same applies here, but I have no clue which spirit or character or whatever we are. Huh. What? Don't scare me like that. What's gotten into you all of a sudden? The waves of my yearning soul keep crushing against my chest, insisting I seek out the shore. Right, sure. The usual then. Well then, off we go. Sis notices our presence. Jetty. August 7 afternoon, Kamishima Jetty. This was where we met Kikuko. Yeah. Oh, looks like we've got ourselves a spunky young lady here. Maybe we should have a word with her. Alright, this could be our last chance. Let's give it our all. Excuse me, could we speak with you for a moment? Sirs, no. There's no way she'd want to talk to us if we had that forward. Foreign visitors? How unusual. And your names are Abi and Sirs. Welcome to Kamishima. My name is Kikuko. I'm an Amadiver. Kikuko, the Amadiver. Such a pleasure to meet a charming young lady in a place like this. Charming young lady, you say? Oh my. Well, now you're allowed to ask me anything you like. Are you planning a massacre and murdering thousands of people? Items? Why did I feel that sudden urge to go to the jetty earlier? Thanks to that we ended up running into Kikuko. Come to think of it, I completely forgot about the still-tide mirror that Ikuma told us to look for. Guess I'll just try my luck and ask. That's why we have the item option. Who would have thought? Seems like just bluntly calling out to her was the best approach after all. The image of a polite and reserved Japan I've been holding onto for so long is starting to falter. She's the most approachable of all the people we've talked to by far. Maybe this time we'll actually learn something. It's a little sad to be this happy just because someone finally agreed to talk to us. I wonder who's to blame for that. What? You're saying it's my fault? This jetty was built to break the waves, so fishing boats can come in and safely unload their catch. Then I suppose jet planes have nothing to do with that. No, not at all. The structure over in the distance is called a breakwater, built to keep the waves out. Seems like it's also a popular fishing spot. Is there something else maybe hidden here? I don't think so, I don't believe so, no. Alright. Looks like we've made a solid first impression. She seemed genuinely excited to talk to us. After all the lengths we went to, I refuse to leave this place without at least a few answers. Ugh, talk about mermaids. This may be a bit out of nowhere, but you don't happen to know anything about mermaids, do you? Huh? Mermaids? Oh, so you don't know something? When you say mermaids, you mean mermaids, right? The mythical creatures? Precisely, the very same. Rumor has it that this island houses some kind of secret connection to mermaids, but I haven't been able to ascertain whether it's true or not. So tell me, any mermaid secrets about? Are you saying you really came all the way out here to look for mermaids? Or are you more or less, so any information you may have would be a huge help. Sorry, I don't really have anything for you, but I do happen to be a little interested in mermaids myself. Fantastic! Another fan entranced by the mysterious. They say that eating the flesh of a mermaid will grant you immortality, right? That's right. Could you perhaps be interested in immortality as well? I guess so. Not for myself, though. Oh. But for my cat! So you mentioned that this island has some sort of connection to mermaids? More than just a little interested, are you? Well, in fact, right here in Ise Bay, there used to be... Wow! Wow! So mermaids used to live on this Taishima place, so you think there may still be some clues here in Kamishima that will lead you to the mermaids in Ryugu. Nail on the head, right on the button. Unfortunately I can't say that I've heard any mermaid stories on this island before. Pity. Talk about armor divers. So, you are an active armor diver then. Are there many young divers these days? Not really. The young generation doesn't really go for diving anymore. It just makes more sense to pursue higher education. I see. It's a real shame to see such a long-standing tradition slowly fade away. Well, it is quite dangerous after all. Can't really blame them for choosing safer options. Just the other day, I heard 2 armor divers went missing around Toba. Oh. Oh. Because you killed them. Speaking of armor divers, I heard armor divers have a legend that if you go diving around here, there's a chance a Tomokazuki might emerge from the depths. Serious, enough with that ghost stories. You sure know a lot, don't you? You're right, it's a well-known legend. Not that I've seen it with my own eyes or anything, don't know anyone who's either. Maybe your Seiman and Doman symbols have kept you safe? Oh, those? I don't have any. I don't really go in for superstitions like that. Are you really okay with all of them? I think it's no more than an old tradition, meant to remind us not to forget our gratitude and respect towards the sea. All those old-fashioned rules and traditions, don't you think it's about time for reform? But isn't free diving close to a Shinto ritual and spirit? Isn't showing reverence and offerings to the sea god crucial? Oh, you're pretty devout for a foreigner, I'm impressed. But you know, I believe it's exactly because of tedious customs like that one that young people are losing interest in diving. We should keep up with the times, otherwise there's no way this tradition will survive. Well, now that's very level-headed thinking. Maybe it's because I'm part of the so-called new generation. Some people don't like my attitude, but I get the job done. Some of the young divers go to high school on the mainland and then work as summer divers when they return home. I guess there's also that guy who just started working as an armor here. I saw him earlier. I didn't realize men could become armor divers too. It's not like it's forbidden. It's pretty rare though. This is the first time I've ever seen it happen. Interesting. Talk about Mari Minakuchi. Alright, actually there's someone we're looking for on this island. Would you mind if we asked you about them? Sure, who is it? A woman named Mari Minakuchi. See, that's exactly how everyone else around here has been reacting when we ask about her. No, it's just... I'm sorry, but that woman died in an accident at sea 5 years ago. Ah, yes, we are well aware that she has passed away. Huh? Then why do you ask? Did she leave anything behind, or was there perhaps someone who was close to her? Anything like that? Sorry, I've got no idea. Nobody on this island really knew her. What about her family, maybe? Or her mother? Or is it mother-in-law? I don't know, but still. Although her son has just returned to the island. Yeah, thank you. Actually, the guy I was talking about earlier, the new armor diver, that's her son. Her son, you say? Now it's getting interesting. We'd certainly like to meet him. Do you know where he is? Sorry, no idea, but he's gotta be somewhere around the island. His name is Yusa Minakuchi. I'll give you his home address, you might find him there. Wow, thank you. This is invaluable information. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know why everyone is frantically dodging our questions about Mari Minakuchi, would you? Was she such a terrible person? It's something people don't really like to talk about. She didn't fit in much with the other islanders. No one knew much about her either. Why are you so interested in her anyway? Well, this is kind of a secret, but it seems that Mari Minakuchi had some sort of connection to the mermaids. Huh? You don't say. I see, so that's why. Oh, did you remember something? Not really, it's just that I always thought she was a little off. Almost as though she wasn't actually human. What? Nandeska? Learning about Mari Minakuchi's son is huge. That alone was worth coming here for. Did you hear that, sirs? So you're saying Mari might not have been human after all, that she was actually a mermaid? Huh? No way, I was just joking. She was kind of weird, sure, but a mermaid? That's a bit far-fetched, don't you think? Right. Talk about the mirror. Oh, right, I just remembered. There is a particular mirror on this island that we're looking for. Do you happen to know anything about that? Mirror, you say? Well, well. You've come to the right woman, because I will give everyone a mirror so that I can curse them, kill them. Oh, you know what? Luck's fine on our side. Could it be that you're talking about this? Ta-da! Goodness gracious, that's the cutest mirror I've ever seen. This is the famous Kamishima souvenir, the Kamishimaru hand mirror. I had no idea it would become so famous. No way. Could this be the still-tight mirror? Definitely not. Right. Oh, this isn't the one you're after? Ah, well, since you seem to have taken a liking to it, I would still love to let you have it. Consider it a memento of our meeting today. What, really? Lucky me. I know we should press decline, but I'm just too intrigued to see the other option. Of course, here you go. You take one too, sirs. Fantastic, you can't beat free. Thank you. Hand mirror quiet. Anyway, what we're looking for is actually a bronze mirror. A bronze mirror? You mean the type you'd see in history books? Yeah, probably something like that. No, I can't say I know anything about that. Shame. Oh my goodness. The curse stone bearing the curse of the forsaken fish. Should I really be carrying this around? The Tamatibako, sacred treasure of the mermaids. I haven't had the courage to open it yet. Mr. Ikomo's business card. I figured I might be able to use it later, so I held onto it. The hand mirror we received from Kikuko. Apparently this little turtle fellow is called Kamishimaru. Okay. I've never heard anything about a bronze mirror on this island. Oh, that reminds me. I caught a glimpse of something inside your bag earlier. Was that by chance the Tamatibako? What? Sorry, I just happened to notice. Judging by your reaction, I would say I'm right. Damn it, I didn't think it would be that noticeable. A glimpse alone shouldn't have given away that it was the Tamatibako. My initial guess was just a bluff, but Avi's reaction confirmed it. Sis, I'm sorry. Why is she looking so scary now? Her whole demeanor shifted the instant she realized I had the Tamatibako. Dang it, could she be after it too? Surroundings. What on earth? Feels like the air completely shifted, even the waves look heavy with tension. She's probably killing us now, now that we have the mirrors from her. Leading us into a bad end, I assume. Circe is on high alert. The supernatural may be involved here. Be careful, of course. Be careful, of course. Okay. Throw it away. Throw it? What? We can even throw the other items away? What the? Huh, interesting. I've got a bad feeling about the way she's looking at us now. Kikuko, why the interest in the Tamatibako? Some kind of ancient mermaid treasure, right? My, you're well informed. Would you be willing to hand it over to me? I'll make sure it's worth your while. Huh? You see, I know someone who's ridiculously rich and in search of eternal life. They'd be willing to pay a small fortune for that thing. They'd offer the kind of money you probably only get to see once in a lifetime, so what do you say? Oh, slow down. Avi. Huh, much more than some third-rate writer like yourself could earn in a lifetime. I don't know what you could possibly need the Tamatibako for anyway, but wouldn't you like to move up in the world? I believe I understand your offer, Kikuko. But my answer's no, not a chance, no way, no how. It's never been about money, it's about the thrill, the adventure. Adventure? Exactly. Embarking on a journey to unravel the secret of the mermaid's immortality. What better adventure could a man ask for? You may call me a romantic, and that's what I am. An adventurer at heart. You've totally lost me. You're throwing this chance away for some childish adventure? You wouldn't understand. I'd put my life on the line to find a mermaid. I'm not handing the box over. I see. Seems like there's no reasoning with you. Alright, then this conversation is over. It's a shame, but I gave you a chance. Huh? You don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I would still love to ask you some more things. A curse echo? No! Damn it! It hurts so much for talking. Anne of Barnum is dead. I know, storyteller, I know. Oh my, it seems you've met with a rather unpleasant fate. This is merely conjecture on my part, but things seem to be going quite smoothly right up until Kikuko's true nature was exposed. The only one who can stop Kikuko from committing those murders is Miss Barnum, after all. However, it appears you were holding to something that gave her the upper hand. I would recommend you dispose of that item before incurring her wrath. Do not fret, you may start anew from the moment the standoff began. At the same time... Yeah, let's do this really quick. At the same time, I'm wondering what would happen if we didn't accept the mirror at all. Maybe this is like forced. Maybe she would give us the mirror anyway, and then we had to like actually throw it away later. Okay. What I'm also wondering is if we pick this option first. Right, we don't know what you mind to ask. So who is it? Okay, this is the same. Decline. Actually, I changed my mind. I don't need it after all. You sure? It's free, you know? Oh, well, when you put like that. Accept after all. Strongly decline. I want to see. Of course, here you go. You take one too, sirs. Fantastic. You can't beat free. Thank you. Anyway, what you're looking for is actually a bronze mirror. I know. But my curiosity. Oh, look at this. Now we don't have the option with the mirror. Because we didn't press the thinking thing twice. Interesting. I want to see... Although her son has just returned to the island. Her son, you say? Now it's getting interesting. We'd certainly like to meet him. Do you know where he is? Sorry, no idea. Yeah. Because we didn't talk about the armor divers, and she said a line like, the armor diver I was talking before. This is his son, actually. Okay. Yeah, now we have the mirror option. Decline. Strongly decline. No, I'm sure, absolutely decline. Okay, sure, if you feel that strongly about it, I won't press you. Anyway, what we're looking for is actually a bronze mirror. A bronze mirror, you mean the type you see in history books. Mermaids. Surroundings. Sirs. Talk. Think. Marimina Kuchi, by the way. Ama divers. Mermaids. Mama divers again. Ama divers again. Marimina Kuchi. Looks like we've made a solid first impression. She seemed genuinely excited to talk to us. After all the lengths we went to, I refused to leave this place without at least a few answers. Huh? Oh. Oh, I see. This scene is not progressing because we didn't inspected the Tamatibako yet. Like, when we as a player actually inspect that item, she sees the Tamatibako, and this is why everything changes. But this is so interesting. I like didn't even notice. Yeah. Now she seems she reacted immediately. Huh? Is that the Tamatibako? What? Sorry, I just happened to notice, and judging by your reaction, I would say I'm right. Damn it, I didn't think it would be that noticeable. Interesting. Got a bad feeling about the way she's looking at us now. Yeah, atmosphere shifted. Alert, be careful, of course. Her whole demeanor shifted the instant she realized I had the Tamatibako. Then could she be after too? Can I still throw the items away? Throw it away. No way. It would be insane to just toss it like that. Toss it out like that. What's this called? Huh? I don't see why I should get rid of it. Okay. Kikuko, why the interest in the Tamatibako? It's some kind of ancient Mermaid treasure, right? Are you well informed? Would you be willing to hand it over to me? I'll make sure it's worth your while. Huh? You see, I know someone ridiculous rich. Of what kind of money will slow down? Much more than something some third-rate writer would earn in a lifetime. Believe I understand your offer. The answer is no. It's never been about money, adventure, exactly. You may call it romantic. You totally lost me. You wouldn't understand. Life on the line to find a mermaid. I'm not handing the box over. See, seems like there's no reasoning with you. It would be so much easier if you had it. The mirror. Huh? Why'd you have to refuse the mirror? This would have been so much easier. Huh? Oh, the mirror. I don't know, it just felt like the right thing to do. Why do you ask? Things not going as planned. I'm not sure what's going on, but I feel like we might have just narrowly escaped danger. Sounds like if we had that mirror on us, she would have been able to steal the Tamatibako. I would like to get more information out of her, but it seems as though she's plotting something. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. Kikuko wants to take the Tamatibako from us. But even so, the Tamatibako won't grant immortality without the flesh of a mermaid. If she has any other information about mermaids, we need it. Avi, focus. I need you to listen to me, but without taking your eyes off Kikuko. Huh? Oh, got it. I'm pretty sure she has a curse stone. What? Huh? What's this all about? I couldn't tell right away because it was masked by the heavy veil of curse energy that's all over this island, but on closer inspection the curse stone's aura is impossible to conceal. Huh? Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. What if the condition to activate the curse was holding onto one of those mirrors? Then we can relax, right? The condition isn't met. Well, only if the mirror was all there is to it. As long as we don't know for sure what the condition is, we need to stay on high alert. I've got a bad feeling about this. Maybe we should retreat. Even if we did, we'd always be looking over our shoulders, afraid she might come after us. And we need to get her to surrender somehow. Ideally, we take away her curse stone too. Think, Avi, think. There are 3 things that have utmost priority right now. 1, above all else, Macy. They make it out alive, without triggering her curse conditions. 2, get a hold of her curse stone. Leaving it with her is much too risky. 3, get her to give up on the Tamatibako and surrender to us. And if she has any information about mermaids, we need to get that out of her too. I guess that's 4 things. Anyway, I need to extract whatever information I can while we're locked in a conversation. Talk about the Tamatibako. So, why don't you enlighten us? Who told you about the Tamatibako? Who knows? Maybe, who knows? Think you will get it out of me with that attitude? She still hasn't given up on the Tamatibako. So, why don't you enlighten us? Who told you about the Tamatibaku? Who knows? Okay. Talk about Curse Stone. Hey, Kikuko, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Yeah? Ta-da? What are the odds? Turns out we both got Curse Stones. This one's called the Curse of the Forsaken Fish. When its conditions are met, it transforms you into a fish and kills you. Pretty messed up, huh? What? Are you sure? Are you sure? You were planning to use your Curse Stone on us to steal the Tamatibaku, weren't you? But your Curse Stone requires us to have one of those hand mirrors, am I right? On the other hand, I can use my curse on you whenever I so please. You're bluffing. Your Curse Stone must have a condition too. Yeah? Who's to say it hasn't already been met? Now, Ima! Cease your scheming and tell us what you know. Ima dase! Do you really have the resolve to kill someone with the curse? Yeah, I did already kill a few. Well, I'm not exactly keen on it, but I'm prepared to defend my life if necessary. Really, I wasn't expecting that from such a kind gentleman. You look like you wouldn't hurt a fly. Indeed, my heart is pure, but trust me, I'm quite capable. Experience has hardened my resolve. Huh? You're saying you actually used it before? At this point, what difference does one more death to the tally make? My hands are already stained. Damn, so you're a proper criminal. Maybe I should report you to the cops. Be my guest. I wonder which is faster, my curse or your phone call. What about your lady friend? Well, are you okay with this? I'm afraid there's no restraining Navi. I've pretty much given up on him at this point. So it would be great if you could just give up and hand over the Curse Stone. What the fuck is this? You guys are absolutely insane. Come on now, I think we can agree that we both have our issues. Good, we are at a stalemate. Now I can try to extract some more information out of her. Good job, sirs, making her believe I've lost it. Very convincing. Actually, maybe a little too convincing. Does she really think I'm that crazy? Whatever, I've got more important things to focus on now. So what kind of curse do you possess? Don't know, don't care. Come on, not even a hint. We, on the other hand, have laid pretty much all of our cards on the table already. Oh, what are you talking about? Who would do such a reckless thing? Alright, look, seems like you're just as dead set on the Tamatibaku as I am. This standoff won't get us anywhere. Why don't you tell us your motivation? Maybe we'll be able to find a compromise. Compromise? Say, for example, if granting your wish were to stir the spirit of adventure within me. I cannot hand over the Tamatibaku, but perhaps I'd be willing to let you borrow its power of immortality. Got no romantic tale for you. I told you, I just want to get that rich person what he's looking for so he can see how important I am to him. That's all there is to it. Oh, important you say? How's that? Because I'm his illegitimate child. Ugh. But he simply refuses to admit it. Whatever I do, he won't even acknowledge my existence. I mean, just look at me. I must be a disgrace in his eyes. But a woman like me should be wasting her life away on some backwater island. Was born of noble blood, or wasn't meant to rot in this miserable place. Yet he cast me aside and refuses to even acknowledge my existence. It's humiliating. So your father's some rich man. Yeah, there's hardly anyone in Izushima who doesn't know the name Yoshiatsu Yamashina. It's a noble bloodline stretching back centuries, and here I'm stuck in this wretched life. Yamashina, huh? Done everything in my power to earn his recognition. I've gave it my all to make it in the big city, and for what? Nothing I tried worked out. In the end I had to come crawling back to this island trying to make ends meet as an diver. But I still kept telling myself that someday, somehow... I see. So you figure that since Yamashina is seeking immortality, you could leverage the box to get what you want at the same time. Yeah, I used to work at a small company. The young CEO of the place is basically Yamashina's protege. I guess he felt sorry for me, so he let it slip that Yamashina was after immortality. Interesting. Was he the one who told you about the Curse Stone and the Tamatibaku as well? Yeah. Since even Yamashina doesn't know about this, he suggested I use it to my advantage and take the credit. He gave me the curse stone and told me to use it wisely. Originally I had planned on offering something different to Yamashina, but now that I've got a chance for the Tamatebaku, that's my best option. Oh, how intriguing. So you wanted to trade the Tamatebaku for Yamashina's recognition. That's right, see? I knew we were never going to find a compromise. True, it's a compelling story, but it's missing a certain adventurous allure. That company president you mentioned, how come he knew about the Tamatebaku and the Curse Stone? Just who exactly is he? I was wondering the same thing. Of course you were. He is an incredible person after all. Mr. Kippei Ikuma is an amazing man. Thanks to him I got a chance to make my dream come true. What? Oh. Did you just say Ikuma? Huh? Ikuma? Could you be talking about the same guy? Did you hear that, sirs? You must already know that the Tamatebaku alone does not grant immortality. You would also need the flesh of a mermaid. You wouldn't happen to know where to find that, would you? Tough luck. I hear that Yamashina's already got his hands on some. Come again? Rumor has it he came across a mermaid's dead body somewhere out at sea. That's why I need that Tamatebaku. If I gave that to him, he would have no choice but to find and recognize my worth. Rather than a mermaid. Could it be her? Talk about Ikuma. Kippei Ikuma, you say, from Sala Planning? Huh? You know Mr. Ikuma? Indeed, just met him the other day. In fact, I even got his business card. Huh? You have Mr. Ikuma's business card? Wait, then that business card you took out earlier was his? Oh yeah, we were trying to throw it away, right? That's right. Want to see it? No, it's fine. You hold on to that, if you say so. Huh? What? A curse echo? Yikes, did we mess up? Yeah. Lagas Hastari, guide his path, and with thy merciful hand protect him. Why? You have Mr. Ikuma's business card. The conditions should have been met, so why? Yikes, I thought I was done for. You were. I'm sorry, all I can do is delay the curse. Can't dispel it. It's going to take effect in about 1 minute, so you need to do something before then. Huh? Like what? A curse is dispelled by eliminating its caster. What comes next is up to you. What? Eliminate? Why do I have to keep doing this? Shove Kikuko into the ocean. Ah, damn it, I refuse to die here. What's with you? She fell into the water. It's now or never. There's no time to waste. She could climb back out any second. No, it's not good. I can't bring myself to do it. I'm sorry, I can't hold it any longer. I couldn't do it, damn it. My dream will forever be left unfulfilled. Avi. Enough Barnum is dead. Amai, it seems you have met with a rather unpleasant fate. This is merely conjecture on my part, but once the conditions of the curse are fulfilled, there's no choice but to accept what must be done. But rest assured, you may start anew from the moment Kikuko uses her curse. Well, okay. Let's go with the fish first. I have some other thoughts, but... One more to the tally. I retrieved the curse stone from the ocean. Are you alright, Avi? Well, I barely made it out alive, but I can't say I feel particularly good about it. So I had to come to this. No turning back now, it seems. This is what happens when you deal with curses. They might turn back on you at any moment. You should be prepared for that. Understood. So what about the curse stone? What's it like? Yeah, about that? Huh? A bronze mirror? That's right, a palm-sized bronze hand mirror. Wait, don't tell me the still-tight mirror was actually a curse stone all along. The curse stone's resentful memory doesn't seem to indicate anything like that. So this curse stone had a resentful memory too. Huh? What did you learn? There's so much information, it's hard to make sense of it. Here, take a look for yourself. Don't just toss it like that, it's a curse stone, not a baseball. So you're not gonna look? Of course I am. Let's see. Oh, so this is the real deal? Oh, mermaid. There's a mermaid on it. Yeah, I was about to say, we probably get a new file which is like 50 pages long. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Biography of Tomoshige. First, Taira no Tomoshige's early life. Taira no Tomoshige was born as the son of Taira no Kiyomori's younger brother Yorimori in the latter half of the Heian period at the height of the Taira clan's power. Although his father Yorimori was the only child born of the official wife of Taira no Tadamori, oh my goodness, part of the main lineage of the Taira clan, he maintained a deferential attitude towards Kiyomori, a stance that made Tomoshige regard him with contempt and fueled his ambition to one day stand at the head of the Taira clan. He also believed himself to be the rightful heir to Nukimaru, a famous sword that his father had inherited as part of his birthright. Second, Sato, the girl from Kusawa village. At around the same time, Sato was living a simple life in Kusawa village, the place of her birth. One day she happened to encounter a visiting Onmyoji and was offered the chance to work at the Bureau of Onmyo in Kyoto. Sato readily accepted, having always felt out of place in the village due to her faint spirit sense, and left Kusawa to work in the Bureau of Onmyo as a maidservant. At the end of a certain year, Taira no Kiyomori's daughter Noriko gave birth to the imperial prince. Although Tomoshige visited the palace with his father to celebrate the birth, he soon grew bored with the proceedings and left, only to encounter Sato, who was attending to odd jobs nearby. Tomoshige was intrigued by Sato, who made no attempts to curry favor with him and whose thoughts he found difficult to read, and he frequently visited her from then on. Not yet having an official wife, it was not uncommon for Tomoshige to spend his time on dalliances with women, with Sato being the latest among them. However, as their interactions continued, he found himself becoming particularly drawn to her. He eventually had a pair of bronze hand mirrors made and gifted one to her, telling her to carry it with her at all times as a sign of their vow to each other. The fall of the Taira clan. In 1185, the Taira clan was defeated at the Battle of Dan no Ura, spelling its ruin. Tomoshige, who had fled from place to place as if to desperately avert his eyes from the Taira clan's decline, ultimately did not participate in the decisive battle at Dan no Ura and came to know of the Taira clan's downfall while he was lying low in a remote village in Ise with Sato. Although initially terrified of being hunted down by soldiers of the Minamoto clan, Tomoshige regained his senses upon seeing Sato's unbroken composure. Now, believing that it lay with him to restore the Taira clan as one of its sole survivors, he swore an oath to his fallen clan that he would see it rise again one day. 4. Tomoshige's resolve. With survivors of the Taira clan being hunted down across the country, Tomoshige continued to search for a way to turn the situation to his advantage. In the process, he suddenly remembered a box that his grandfather Tadamori had left the family, a tamatebako proffered by a fisherman that was said to contain the flesh of a mermaid. Although Tadamori had refused to accept it, a member of the clan had secretly hidden it in a storehouse back in their homeland. It was said that eating mermaid flesh would grant eternal life to whoever ate it. However, legend also had it that the meat was highly poisonous, with even a small bite being fatal. No one had wanted to eat it as a result, and it had ended up forgotten as the years went by. Believing that dying due to poison would hardly be any different from their fate if they were caught and killed, Tomoshige located the tamatebako and pried open the lid. However, all that was inside was a dry sliver of meat, so shriveled as to resemble a splint of wood. Dubious Tomoshige pushed his misgivings aside and ate the meat, but felt no different from it than before, believing that long years had robbed the meat of its power, and seeing the Tamatebaku as his only clue to find a mermaid, he boarded a small boat with Sato and set out to sea. Encounter with the mermaid. Believing that the mermaid would surely come to reclaim the Tamatebaku if it was truly linked to them in some way, Tomoshige continued to row the small boat into the Sea of Ise. At the time, he was clad from head to toe in the armor of a warrior and had with him the famed sword Nukimadu, an heirloom he had seized from his father Yorimori, whom he had scorned as a disgrace to the clan. Sato, meanwhile, wore only a light kimono. After they had rowed for a while, a sudden mist descended over the sea around them, obscuring their surroundings. As Tomoshige and Sato looked around fearfully, they heard a small splash. Turning to look, the two gasped as they saw what appeared to be a human hand reach up from the water before grabbing onto the boat's edge. In the rush of water, a being with human features from the waist up and fish-like features from the waist down emerged from the sea. A mermaid. Climbing into the boat, the mermaid screamed for them to give back the box before suddenly lunging at them. Too stunned to think clearly, Tomoshige drew his sword and slashed at the mermaid. There was a dull sound of a blade slicing through flesh, and the mermaid let out a piercing cry before diving back into the water and fleeing the area. Still trying to process the sudden turn of events, Tomoshige glanced down and caught sight of a small piece of the mermaid's tail, apparently severed by his previous blow, lying in a pool of blood. He picked it up only to find that it continued to twitch even as he held it. Finding himself too disgusted to try eating it immediately, he decided to stow it in the Tamatebaku for the present. Eventually, after some hesitation, he forced Sato to eat it despite her protests. They waited a while, but no change seemed to come over her. 6. Tomoshige's death. Thinking that the amount of mermaid flesh simply hadn't been enough, Tomoshige made to pursue the mermaid, but as he did so, he noticed the mist around them had cleared. As the two looked around, they realized that their small boat was surrounded by ships belonging to a band hunting down remnants of the Tyra clan. Alarmed, they tried to flee, but with their attackers pressing in on them from all sides, were unable to find any means of escape. Amidst the chaos, Sato was struck in the head by an arrow and fell into the sea. Tomoshige, still determined to retaliate, continued to frantically resist with the sword. However, he was vastly outnumbered and unable to break through his attacker's ranks, was ultimately cut down in a single stroke. On the brink of death, Tomoshige's gaze fell on the crests worn by his pursuers. Consumed by bitter regret at his failure to restore his clan, he directed the full brunt of his resentment towards these symbols as he sank beneath the waves, cursing his enemies and clinging to his vindicate hatred until the very end. This gave a lot of background information to Sato, if anything. Curse of Tomoshige. A curse born from Taira no Tomoshige's feelings of malice and resentment when he was struck down 800 years ago following the fall of the Taira clan. Part of the clan's main lineage, Tomoshige had been seeking mermaid flesh in a bid to attain immortality with the goal of eventually reviving the Taira clan, but was killed before realizing his dream. The curse uses a specific symbol as its target and kills those who carry that symbol within the area specified by the user by cleaving them in two. Its effective range is several hundred meters. Symbol? So it's not a mirror or a reflection or whatever, but it's a symbol on the mirror. Okay. So this is the curse of Taira no Tomoshige that grew over 800 long years. Taira no Tomoshige? Never heard of him. He wasn't exactly what you would call a historically important figure, even within the Heike. Seems that he sought out the mermaid's power for mortality to restore the Heike, but his pursuit ended in failure. That resentment must have dwelled within Tomoshige's bronze mirror, eventually turning it into a curse stone. Most likely. Then the symbol on the hand mirror and the business card were the true curse target. A kanji. So that's what it was. If only we'd realized it sooner. Well, what's done is done, and don't be too hard on yourself. Kikuko mentioned she got a curse stone from Mikuma, right? Exactly. To think that Slippery Snake was sneaky enough to put the curse markers on his own business cards. That Ikuma guy is seriously dangerous. That was way too close. Good thing we were cautious, especially since it seems he's after the Tamatibaku too. Yeah, seems like working without him turned out to be the right call. Though he may grow suspicious if he can't contact Kikuko anymore. Considering he's after the Tamatibaku, there's a chance he might still chase after us. We need to keep our guard up. I think it's safe to assume he already knows about Miss Somikawa and the Tamatibaku. I do wonder why he told us to go look for the still-tight mirror too. Well, it's not this mirror, and we've got no reason to follow his orders anyway. I'd rather try and find out more about the mermaid as soon as possible. You're right, we didn't learn anything from Kikuko. Looks like we've got no choice but to continue our investigation of the island, shall we? Would you hold on for a moment? Huh? Someone's there? Ah, you. And now they meet up. What? Sessions. After arriving in Kamishima, Avi and Sirs continue to ask around about mermaids, but this garners suspicion and they find themselves unable to gain any information. And this chapter is not completed. Why? Yeah. Current state. Kikuko has been killed. What the? Start from standoff with mirror. Start from Kikuko's death. Yeah. Because I was already theorizing, I wasn't speaking out on that, but I was theorizing we had the option to throw the mirror away. We had the option to throw the business card away as well. Or not even look at the business card. And maybe this kind of triggers like an alternate path or something. And yeah. It seems like we can choose a current state, and this will be probably reflected in the other timelines. Like this was similar in the first game as well. Interesting. What I also noticed, look at the lines, the timeline. We have a smallish color for user, a different small color for this one, Sato a white color, well this is bleaked out anyway, kind of pink color for Yumiko, and then brownish, yellowish, Arnav bottom color, whatever this is, but this one is pink. This is definitely colored than this, but I don't know. It probably doesn't mean anything to begin with, but okay, let's see. Oh. Okay. I thought there was like 2 dialogues before this happened. Then we do items. Hand mirror. The hand mirror we received from Kikuko. Apparently this little turtle fellow is called Kamashimaru for the way. Sirs, pass me the hand mirror we received earlier. Huh? Oh sure. Take that, and some of this. Yeah. Yeah. Hand mirror from before. Could it be dangerous? What? No way, unless... Huh? So much easier if you had it. Huh? Why you suddenly throw away the mirror? This would have been so much easier. But the mirror, then I'll just feel like the right thing, the right else. Things not going as planned. Oh. Huh? Oh, the mirror. I don't know, just felt like the right thing to do. Why do you ask? I'm not sure what's going on, but I feel like we might have just narrowly escaped danger. Sounds like if we had that mirror on us, she would have been able to steal the Tamatebako. I'd like to get more information out of her, but it seems as though she's plotting something. Still giving up on the Tamatebako. So why don't you lighten us? Who told you about the Tamatebako? Who knows? Think you'll get it out of me with that attitude. She still hasn't given up on the Tamatebako. Business card. Mr. Ikuma's business card. I figured I might be able to use it later, so I held onto it. Throw it away. I can't say why, but I've got a bad feeling about this business card. I just sneakily toss it. Alright, I don't think anyone noticed. We focus. Pretty sure she has a custom. What? Yeah, this is already something we know. Got a bad feeling. Okay, let's see. This is everything we know already. Like now she has literally no curse activation trigger anymore left. Right. Story about her child. I'm actually surprised the illegitimate child is Kikuko and not Tsukasa. Like I was wrong in that, I think. Did you just say Ikoma? Okay, talk about Ikuma. Keep it Ikuma. Sala planning. Yeah, here. You have Mr. Ikuma's business card? Oh, never mind. My bad, my bad. I must have left it at the inn. I can't believe this. Sirs, what is it? I figured it out. The condition. Really? What is it? It was hidden on the hand mirror all along. Oh, I need to... Mirror surface. It's a hand mirror, so the obvious thing to do would be to hide it in the surface somewhere. But that would be too easy. Yes, the mirror itself has nothing to do with it. It was hidden on the hand mirror all along. Text. There's these mysterious characters inscribed in it, almost like a riddle. There must be some meaning to them. It just says Kamishima. Oh, is that it? Yeah, I don't know. Kamishimaru. The Kamishimaru illustration is what immediately draws the eye. But that's not it. Yeah, that's not it. It was hidden on the hand mirror along. Yeah, okay. Handle. This handle here looks like it's very comfortable to hold. And it actually is. Super comfortable. Is that so? See that symbol over there? I just couldn't shake the feeling I've seen before. And sure enough, Ikuma's business card had the same symbol on it. Oh, you're right. This mirror is suspicious, and a business card with the same symbol as that suspicious hand mirror is equally suspicious, simple as that. So that's why you threw the card away earlier. Now that I think about it, we saw the symbol multiple times during the story. I can't really pinpoint it now, but yeah. We saw the symbol multiple times already. I mean, even outside of these two things. So that's why you threw the card away earlier. Oh, you noticed? Either way, seeing Kikuko's reaction to hearing we had one of his business cards told me everything I need to know. Enough with that. Enough with the whispering already. The jig is up, young lady. The condition for your curse is the mysterious symbol inscribed on both the hand mirror and the business card. You see, we have nothing more to fear. Sirs, your turn. Apologies, I'm going to have to be a bit rough. You may experience after effects. And so, we managed to apprehend Kikuko Tsutsui. Apparently, Circe's binding spell weakens those untrained in the spiritual arts and causes them to fall into a dazed, almost intoxicated state. Before losing consciousness, Kikuko quietly surrendered and handed over the curse stone. Unfortunately, it appears she really knew nothing more about mermaids after all. She didn't have any idea how Ikuma came into possession of a curse stone either. To ensure she couldn't interfere any further, we restrained her at her home and made sure she would remain asleep for the time being. Much later that very night, we learned that Kikuko had planned to massacre the island's residents using the hand mirrors she'd distributed. By sheer coincidence, our actions had also prevented a mass slaughter. Happy end. So what about the curse stone? What's it like? Yes, about that. A bronze mirror. Okay, this seems about the same. Okay. Could you hold on for a moment? Someone's there. Yumiko! And Sato! Wait, is it still not over? Huh? Current state Kikuko has been subdued. I mean, this has changed, but this is still not, This is really weird. This may have, I don't know. Maybe this correlates to other storyline chapters or something. Yeah. We will probably get back to this again. Interesting. Well, anyway, thank you for tuning in. I will end this episode now, and have a nice day. See you soon. Bye bye.